The Allman Brothers Band at Fillmore East is endlessly fascinating to me. As a music listener, it continues to give me new levels, new things to listen to, new things to consider. For me, it's only been about 30 years of listening to the record. I know so many people, 50 plus years, who have said that. It's also really important as a cultural document and as a marker in time, not just for the Allman Brothers Band, but also in where the world kind of changes for Southern musicians and for musicians like Duane Allman, who had a skill set that didn't fit real well with the traditional music industry. I wrote about all of this and really my understanding of what Duane's motivations were, what mattered to Duane, why Fillmore East was so important to him as an artist and as a guitarist, as a band leader. In this book, Play All Night, Duane Allman and the Journey to Fillmore East. And a few things that I want to share with you that just come to mind today that I just feel like sharing, I suppose. And Duane Allman was a very successful studio musician in the beginning of 1969. He was making a decent living, and for the only time in his life as a young adult, I guess 16 to, hit when he died at 24, when he wasn't on the road. And he turned his back on that to develop and nurture a band. And what he wanted in that band was virtuosity, improvisation in front of an audience. What Warren Haynes, who later played guitar in the Allman Brothers Band from 1989 to 2014, calls momentary composition, I believe, or composition in the moment, when you're literally creating the music as you're playing it, instead of creating a part, recording it in the studio, and then going out, if you're playing live, and recreating that particular part live. That just wasn't what Duane wanted to do. At Fillmore East was the Allman Brothers Band's third album. They were really an unknown, very underground even through this point, even though they'd released 2 records. People knew about them. Those who had seen them live just went bonkers, apeshit about them. And that's why they decided to record this record live and release it as a double album, which is another story I'll tell another time. But it was a massive hit. It hit gold by October. It was released in July. It hit gold by October and spent 48 weeks on the charts, reached number 13. And as just, At Fillmore East has been regarded as one of the greatest rock albums in the canon ever since. But here's the, for me, the significance, and I'm going to quote a little bit from my introduction of Play All Night, because it reflects really the significance here. At Fillmore East is the most significant recorded work by a band regarded as one of the most important of its era. The Allman Brothers Band represents the fulfillment of Duane Allman's musical vision, a brotherhood of virtuosos playing improvisational, often extended songs and jams in front of audiences. Fillmore's original compositions and covers offer the ABB's distinct blend of Southern music, driving psychedelic blues rock, played with the improvisational freeform of jazz. The record is Duane's masterpiece, not only as a guitar player, but also as a band leader. He chose bandmates who pushed musical boundaries and drew inspiration from the guitar-based freeform attacks of British blues groups, most notably Cream. To this mix, he added an important new element, dual lead guitars. In Dickie Betts, Duane brought in a player everyone acknowledged as his equal. Bassist Barry Oakley, himself a former lead guitarist, commanded the bass as a third lead instrument, giving the bass 3 guitar soloists. The band, 2 drummers, a rare combination in rock, provided a foundation that simultaneously grounded the band rhythmically as it propelled the music forward with an unusually powerful sound. Although he was its star, Duane built the band as a band of musical equals. On At Fillmore East, Duane's bandmates play precise, intentional improvisations, unconstrained by form or format. Throughout the record's 78 minutes, each musician plays with a confidence that belies the tightrope he walked. They were collectively composing complex music in the moment while recording live in front of an enthusiastic audience they held in thrall. They played what they felt. They depended on each other to hear their cues, and each responded accordingly. It's a great fucking record. Play All Night is my title is pulled from You Don't Love Me, 1618 or so in the streaming service that I use. And it was the breakthrough. And of course, the tragedy of the story is Duane dies right after they find out it went gold in October. Barry Oakley dies a year later. And yet the band stayed together beyond both of those incredible losses. And it's because of the success of this record. It's because of At Fillmore East really established them as something. And the band recognized how special Duane's vision was. This is Duane's masterpiece as a guitarist, as a band leader, as an artist. Long live the Allman Brothers Band.